With only a few hours before a tornadic supercell comes through, can I get the gas shocks on all four corners and the front steering stabilizer replaced on this unknown mileage 1983 Toyota pickup truck? Let's find out. Okay, parts selection. So for the steering stabilizer, I went with a Monroe steering stabilizer, made in America. Descriptions, part numbers, and links to all this will be in the description down below. And for the front and rear, I did a KYB gas adjust, made in Japan. All this is priced really well. The mono tubes right here are an upgrade over the twin tubes that come OE on this truck. I believe these are all original shocks all the way around. And so it'll stiffen it up a little bit, but it shouldn't be abusive because realistically, that is gonna be a street truck. Two-wheel drive, long bed. We're not gonna be seeing a lot of off-road usage. So if I can give it a little bit firmer ride without being painful, then we're gonna do that, and it's gonna be beneficial for the function of the truck. On the frame, lift the truck up. This is a Daytona 3-ton. This could lift the whole truck up by itself. There we go. So what this is doing is it's expanding my shock so I have a little bit more room to work. And just as some extra insurance, I put a 3-ton jack stand under there as well. So now let's take a peek at the left side. Damn, this is dirty. And I can feather the throttle with this one here, so pretty simple. So that's out. I'm gonna take out the bushing and the bushing washer. Keep all this together. I don't need any of that. And it's broken loose just like that. Okay, so now we're under here with our gas adjust mono tube, and we are reusing the original bolts. So what I did was I cleaned them with a brass brush, put a little blue Loctite on there. What I also did was, it doesn't come with another one of these. This is like the dirt and grime guard, the top hat. So I hit this with some simple green and nylon brush to freshen it up. So we're recycling the old unit because there's nothing wrong with this. It's just plastic. There we go. Okay, that part's through. Then we're gonna put this part on top of that. That goes through at some point. It's through there. We're gonna go up. Find out where it goes here. So let's take a look at old versus new and a clear sign that these need to be replaced. First of all, this doesn't actually look like OEM. This got replaced at some point, and it's a good quality shock. It's just worn out. That's what happens. As you can see, there's no clear signs on the outside that anything is wrong. There's no oil or fluid leaking all over the place. There's no rust. There's no holes. There's no clear signs. So other than just ride feel, you can't visually inspect this and know that something's wrong. But we can compress it super easy, and then it doesn't rebound. It's bad. Well, it might rebound by the end of the day. So now let's try the new one. It takes all my strength. And then once it does go in, she rebounds right back. So that is old versus new. Here's what we're gonna do next. Instead of going front, back, because I lifted it from the left side, let's go ahead and do our left rear. This is another KYB gas adjust monotube. Thank the Lord above. This one does have a little retainer strap here so I can get the top in place and get it set, and then cut this loose and let it set into the housing down below. Also, see that Jeep XJ? I should be doing a video on that today. I just did the suspension on all four corners and the steering stabilizer up front, but on its maiden voyage after that upgrade, the harmonic balancer has separated and started to hit the metal fan that cools the radiator. So it's parked until that gets fixed. So subscribe if you want to see all that shenanigan. But for now, let's get on to the Toyota here. Okay, let's get this broken loose. Is it captive? All right, I already see where this is going. All right. Gonna hit this with some PB Blaster, and I might as well do the top and the bottom. The bottom's problem, top probably is too. Let's just soak up those fumes and have a good time. Whew. I really thought I was gonna have to get the torch out for that. Really did. Let's get the top. Top came out easy peasy. Now I'm gonna clean this off. This is super easy, way easier than any other suspension I've worked on. One, the truck is simple. Two, the shocks are lightweight. They're small. They're made to be worked on. They're made to be removed. Captive nuts on the welded into the truck. I mean, come on. So good. And the shock. There we go. Then another washer. And the bolt. This new shock didn't come with washers, so I don't know if it's required, but it will distribute the load of the actual torque of the nut, and it should help the bushing that's pressed into the shock last a little bit longer. So I'm gonna hand tighten that so it's snug, but I can still move this back and forth, because now I get to go on the other side. We get to try and catch the shock as it's coming down and press it right there. It's on. All right. Washer, bolt. Now, by the way, again, like I do on every reused bolt and nut, I used a wire brush to clean out the threads and then blew Loctite. Storm's getting close. It's blowing my wig back. And now on to the made in the USA Monroe steering stabilizer. I'm not sponsored, I just get pretty excited when something's not made in China. So made in the USA and made in Japan is a pretty big deal for me. So it looks like we came with some extra pieces that I don't think we need. So this may be a one size fits a couple of options piece here. It looks like it's the Sam Charlie 2914 or the P13 Ocean Uniform 2 David. I'll leave a link. Come off, bitch. All right, so that's disgusting. I would love to try a ratcheting wrench, you know, like one of the little flat baby ones. but I just think this is gonna have way too much torque and it's gonna break the ratcheting mechanism. So this deep socket's too deep. Shallow socket's too shallow. Let's see what else I can find. Maybe might have to use a monkey wrench. Here's a 14. It's an impact head. It kind of splits the difference between a deep and a normal. Let's see if it'll reach down and grab it. No, of course not. Of course not. I thought this was gonna be easy. I'm such an idiot. This boy is greasy. Upside with grease is usually it means the absence of rust, so that's good, I guess. Pins out. Verify the fitment of a 19. 19 fits, 19 is snug. Now let's grab the air ratchet. Make sure it's in reverse. It is. 19 fits. Let's see if I smack my own face. Hey! Got it. So I have this crescent vice grip combo. It's probably not gonna work, but I've got to start trying some options because I can't get anything that takes a socket to fit in here because that arm right there is just in the way. So I might get lucky, this might work. Probably not, but we're gonna try. Okay, well I can twist the whole thing already. So let's clamp it down, and left is, oh great. That's really incredible news. Oh yeah. Ooh. God dang, I'm strong. Ugh, my wife married a man. Yeah, there's just so much, even though I'm well past it actually being tight because of the threads, my bolt here is just all gummed up with junk, and so I'm basically just threading the junk off of it. Should work. Ah, fuck. Of course, hit myself in the head. Love to see it. Last few threads are gonna be a real pain in my ass. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Let's see. Still not enough. Am I gonna have to grind another fucking bolt off today? Why the fuck won't it go? Got it. Yeah! This piece of shit. So we're gonna go with that. Ah! My hand. I need my crown nut to line up where I can get my cotter pin through. There we go. That's on. New pin is in. go. We got all 4 corners put on and the steering stabilizer up front just before the rain starts from the leading edge of these supercells that are coming our way. No, I'm not kidding. East Texas is becoming part of Tornado Alley. We are under a tornado watch right now, which means in East Texas, tornado, comma, watch. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go for a quick ride and see what we think of the before and after. We also got new tires. So, let's see if they work. Open rear diff, good throttle modulation, climb the ride up. Look at that. Look at that. And let's take a right. A little one-wheel peel. So out here on the road, it is a little bit firmer than factory. The ride is definitely firmer. Part of that's because it's intended to be a firmer shock. The other part is the other shocks were completely blown out. So even if I could replace them all 4 with OEM direct replacement twin tubes, it would still feel firmer than it was. But this is another small notch firmness above OEM direct replacement twin tube because we have a mono tube here. It's a more up-to-date design, and honestly, it's perfect for on-road usage. Would I choose this shock for off-roading? No, I don't think so. It would be a little bit too firm, a little bit too jarring, a little too chattery off-road, but here on-road, it's just about as perfect as you're gonna get, especially for the price point. So cheap, so easy to do, all by yourself at home, and the extra firmness gives us a lot more corner stabilization. It helps it to not have as much body roll. No, it's not a sports car. This one's never gonna be a sports car, sport truck. You could if you wanted to, but really the purpose of that is a lot better safety because the better bite that all 4 tires get, the more control you're gonna have. Apex the corner, full throttle on the way out, bang it into third, 35 miles an hour. Let's get it. Hell yeah. So I know I said that this is not intended to be an off-road vehicle, and so that's how we're going to rejuvenate, restore, and upgrade it, is to be a on-road truck. But if you do have a dirt road, just to make sure that it's not gonna be a nightmare to drive it, let's do a little off-road check real quick. Yep, now let's turn around, see if we can not get stuck. It's a little muddy down here. Uh-oh. Let it eat, there we go, got out. Yep. Yeah, it's firm, right? It's not an off-road shock. It's not eating this up, but it's also not destroying my spine. So I feel like these are perfectly suitable for something that is a 2-wheel drive on-road truck, and maybe you got a dirt driveway, you go down a caliche road every once in a while, you want to take it fishing, stuff like that. These shocks will work out just fine. Also, now that I've been using it quite a bit, brakes seem fine. I'm gonna actually do a pad and rotor check, but just for reference, I'm just gonna. Stops just fine. Power steering's not whining anymore. It does have a leak. Haven't decided if I want to rebuild it or just keep topping it off every once in a while, but it's not screaming at me anymore. It's just getting better and better the more I spend time in it. I might end up keeping this one.